All right, everybody. I hope all is well. It's that time of the week again. This is Friday with the Founders. My name is E.R. Wolf. I'm one of the co-founders here at Elify. I'm joined with my business partner, Guy Toole, and we are happy to host you guys on an interactive forum for all things Elify. As this typically goes with Friday with the Founders, we want this to be interactive and all about the community here. So there are a few ground rules that we want to go through. There is a chat section in the Zoom. If you're watching on Zoom, if you're live on YouTube, feel free to throw in some comments there. But we will be fielding messages and comments within the chat section on Zoom. So you can post that there. In addition, take an opportunity in the chat to introduce yourself. Let us know where you're calling from. Throw in your digital business card. I'm calling in from beautiful Colorado, and we're going to have an amazing day here in the early spring. So looking forward to that. Hopefully the weather is nice where you are joining from. And throw in your digital business card. Let's all network together. If you've got your background with your QR code or whatnot, feel free to have that on and you guys can scan each other's. The last little thing, reactions. Along that bottom strip of the Zoom interface, you're going to see a little reactions tab. If you'd like to come on, if you have a tip, a trick, a comment, a question that you want to share with the community as we go through stuff, please raise your hand on that reactions and we'll try to call on you in the order that those hands go up. So, Guy, I'm going to start off the conversation. We can dialogue a little bit here, and obviously I want everybody on the call to join in this conversation. But this week's theme, and we've been going through for the last 3 weeks, this week's theme is financial freedom. So for the last 3 weeks, we've been really talking about the 3 pillars that we truly believe open up and create a life by design opportunity for anybody. And those pillars have been what? Time freedom. We talked about it, right? Doing what you want when you want. I think a lot of us, that's the number one thing. If we could just control our time and we weren't selling that time to somebody else, it'd be a lot better world for us. The location freedom. If you could do what you want, when you want, where you want, you could be wherever you want to be. More dynamism and the ability to move around and actually create a life by design. And then the third thing, and I think this thing is one of those attributes that helps with the other two, is financial freedom. And we define that this week in very, very simple terms, right? 1, your income has to be equal to or greater than your outflow. That's that profit and loss type of scenario. And when you can make that income be passive and residual, i.e., it's not tied to physical labor, work, or exchange of dollars for hours, you are essentially financially free. Now, you can adjust your lifestyle after that as well, but we wanted to set the right expectation for everybody. This isn't financial freedom, become a millionaire overnight. This is all about creating a business as a vehicle that helps you create a life by design. So, Guy, I'm going to throw this over to you to add any of your thoughts and comments and open this up to any questions from the community, from members who have had or been joining in on the conversation all week.
Right. I think, it's almost like every week it sort of is a tie-in to the same conversation because we believe so heavily in these concepts: time, financial, location, freedom, all of those, essentially do what you want, when you want, where you want type thing. Making sure, remember when we were in elementary school and you're writing a paragraph or a book and they're telling you who, what, when, where, and why? Those are the elements that you should actually have in place when building relationships, talking about financial freedom, what's going to help get me there. It's essentially those 5 things are going to help get me there. I was reading just a little quote the other day, and it talked about stubbing your toe. You don't stub your toe standing still. And ER and I have stubbed our toes to where they're black and blue. We've done it for years. I mean, it went prior to business when in the athletic field, when a defensive lineman gets pushed back into your lap when you're a linebacker, you have black toes for years. And it's because I didn't step and move out of the way or step and take action. The same thing happens with anything in business. If I want to be financially secure, I've got to take action. I've got to take that step. I have more chances of stubbing my toe by taking action, but by standing still, I'm going to be in my comfort zone. And what is that comfort zone? Is it being the procrastinator? Is it being the person who knows what it takes but doesn't take those actions to move forward? We all know, deep down inside, ER and I are very we're men of faith, and we're not afraid to talk about that. And I think there's so many times when you go to a service that it's speaking directly to you. Yeah. And it's speaking directly to you almost every week. Yeah. And it's either a positive or negative on you're doing this and it's validation, or you're doing this wrong and it's validation. And the same thing I think happens in networking, when people have an opportunity to open up and have conversations. Like, are they actually going to do that? Are they going to take the chance to have the conversation? Are they going to do these types of things? And then we sit back and we look at it and say, is that speaking to me? Am I doing those things? The only way forward is taking that step.
Yeah, Guy, just what you're saying brings up so many thoughts to me. And I know every time we get a chance to just chat about things and muse on topics, that's really what happens. The first thing is we always say done is better than perfect. And really what that boils down to is just getting into action, right? Not standing still. The other thing is knowledge not applied, right? We can all sit around and we can learn about concepts and we can learn about things, but until you put them into action, that knowledge is not applied. And then the other thing, there's an old saying in entrepreneurship, you're going to fail your way to success, right? We really don't experience failures or the black toes that you talk about. We experiencing learning lessons, right? Lessons learned. And I think that's all part of this. I've been doing this type of stuff for 20 years. Trust me, you don't hit a home run every time you swing at the ball. But the benefit of being in sort of this free society that most of us are in is this isn't 3 strikes and you're out, right? You get to sit at the plate and swing as much as you want. And all you need to do is hit a base hit, a double, a triple, or a home run, but you're not going to hit anything, right? The old Gretzky quote, right? You miss 100% of the goals of the shots that you don't take. And I think that's one thing that is a big thing I want everybody on this call to really be thinking about on a personal level. You know what I mean? Am I taking shots? Am I doing things that are going to lead me to the life by design that I'm working towards? Because you're all here for a reason, and you need to ask yourself, what is that reason and why am I going down this path? And what is my commitment level? We talked about that on the Mastermind Roundtable yesterday. Why do I want what I want, and what am I willing to do to get there? And Guy, there was a while back, we were talking about this, even I think as we were starting the company. And we said, look, if you knew that there was a path to success and it was virtually guaranteed as long as you were willing to walk down it, but the reality was it was 100-mile journey and you had to start right now. In the shape, the physical fitness level that you were in, all of that type of stuff. I don't have the stamina to go out and run an ultra marathon, but I'll tell you what, if it was tied to a big enough why and I was willing to commit to the process, I would start running until I got winded. Then it would turn into a jog or a walk. Eventually it would turn into a crawl. And if the why is big enough, you do whatever it takes. This is the same thing on this shirt, why there's a WIT, whatever it takes to go down that path, because you're going to learn as you go along. And I think all too often, and I'm as susceptible to it as the next person, you want to know all the information. I'm an analytical type. I want to know everything. But sometimes you need to know the basics, right? I don't need to know how to do everything in order to crawl or in order to walk or in order to run. I need to go through that process in order to get to the point where I'm jumping over hurdles, but I think that's a big thing. And then back on the topic of financial freedom, and we mentioned this on yesterday's mastermind call, and we've mentioned it on multiple calls before that, especially as it relates to networking. And I think this is so important for people to understand, both as a technology side of Elify and as a business ownership opportunity side of Elify. And that is the term or the saying, your network is your net worth. I think everybody, we've all heard that. Rose Michelle, thanks for your comments. Again, everybody keep them coming in the chat. But your network is your net worth. So I want to ask you this week, how much interaction, one, did you have with your existing network? And number two, did you work to grow your network this week by meeting new people? If you focus on those two things, and those two things alone, right? One of those is my existing relationships. Who am I following up with? What interaction points am I having? All of those types of things, you're going to see an upward tick in the amount of engagement from those people. And then number two, expanding that network, right? Filling up and meeting new people and really sharing who you are, what you do, and how you can do it. And that's the antithesis of what Elify has really been built around, right? We want to build a technology that has a massive total addressable market. Guys talked about the statistics, and I'm sure it'll come up again on today's call about business cards and the way we introduce ourselves and the way we build relationships and how the technology specifically supports that, the networking side and the marketing side of any business. And then, for our affiliates out there, those people who are trying to get financially free and build passive residual income, it's all about getting information out to serve those customers and to be servant leaders. So I see a hand up. Ruben, thank you for joining the conversation. It's always a pleasure to have you on. Go ahead, my friend.
Yes, you are. I'm looking down at my phone right now under activities. Mm-hmm. And I'm so happy with this particular system, because in networking online during this week, I met people in New England, 2 in Tennessee, and I got 3 that are asking me to go ahead and connect with them. Virtually a shuffle invitation link that I think I posted on the chat yesterday. Yep. And they're responding. I mean, it's a system that works in their favor because they can select the date and time that works best for them. They've seen my invitation. I've given them kind of a preview of what I do, but now we can actually hone in on a meaningful one-to-one. And I have a questionnaire that I developed to ask them a series of questions so that the conversation is all about them. They get involved. And at the end, they ask me what I do. Then, of course, then I go ahead and tell them what I'm doing. But I really like this follow-up system in the activity section of our phone. Mm-hmm. It really enables me to plan on my calendar what I'm doing at any given time to do activities that are revenue generated activities.
Ruben, thank you so much for that and that testimonial here. And here's what I want to pull out for this for everybody who just heard what Ruben was saying. There is a process. Guy and I will beat that all day long. There is a process, right? It works if you work it, and it's worth it. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. It works if you work it, and it's worth it. And that's like anything in life, right? Right now we're talking about growing our own businesses. Maybe it's a primary venture, a brand, a product or service that you might be focused on, and having the right type of tools to leverage and the knowledge on how to use those tools to leverage them to help you manage and develop relationships. Most everybody is in a relationship business. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. Otherwise, they're buying products that are commodities, right? They learn about it, they like it, and then they go shop it around on the internet. If you bring something to the table above and beyond the product or service, then people will want to do business with you. And that's how the whole process works. But that process requires managing relationships. And here's what, we're all horrible at managing relationships. Some are good, but most people more often than not struggle to manage relationships. Why? You have people coming in, new relationship you're meeting. You have existing relationships you're working, and you're going all over the place. So how are you doing that? Ruben brought up a valuable component, the activity measurement within the application, the contact section within the application. Who are they? How do you know them? When have you interacted? What did you interact about? When are you going to interact again? Those 5 things are the basic 5 things that everybody using Shuffle should be able to know about every single contact that is in their Shuffle. We've talked about during trainings on Tech Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Central about the follow-up in the relationship loop, right? Once you have somebody in there, you want to go through and get information, take notes, build that sort of profile or dossier on that person as a contact. You want to review those things before you have interactions with that contact. Knowledge is power, and you want to go into every single meeting with what we use the acronym AMP, right? The attitude, the moment, and the process for that next interaction. And then you want to set the expectation at the end of that interaction for the next interaction, right? When are we going to have a conversation again? So if I'm talking to Brenda, I might say, Brenda, it was so good to talk to you. I look forward to following up with you on Monday. And then I set the follow-up reminder on Monday. I add my notes from the current interaction and I set it. And as they say, forget it. And then I wait for my phone to just let me know, hey, it's time to follow up with Brenda. And it might be 24 hours before the next follow-up. And that follow-up or that engagement might be a phone call, a coffee meeting, an email, just a hi and a hello. But I'm going to identify and plan for that. Guys, success comes to those who plan and prepare. Why do we do that every single Monday? Create a plan. It's so that we can get everything out of the back of our mind and list it out and prioritize to what's important right now that I can be working on that's going to make forward progress. And if you can have tools like we use our calendars and our phone to do those things within your business, it's going to help you be more efficient and lead you faster to success. On the other side of the equation of the relationship side that Ruben was just talking about, you have your marketing side, right? What information are you sharing with people? We talk about it. The right information with the right person at the right time. It's as simple as that. And Shuffle as a platform allows you to create however much content you want to support those interactions. We always say it starts out with the introduction, the business card. I'm going to throw it over to Guy here a little bit to drop down the statistics if you haven't heard it about business cards, but you want to manage the engagement and introduction that you have with people. You only get one chance to have a good first impression. We've all heard that. What is your first impression when you introduce who you are and what you do to somebody going to be like? Is it going to be a piece of paper with your name, phone number, and email on it? Or is it going to be an interactive experience that allows them to learn more about you and how you can help them? But it doesn't stop there. It's all about the additional stuff you're sharing: product information, service information, helpful guides, anything under the sun. This is what I love about Tuesdays at 2 with Kathy, is as a platform with Shuffle, you can create essentially a landing page. We call them cards, a landing page about anything. And every time we get together as a community on that call and talk about it, there's like 10 other new ideas on how to apply a page to support some function in somebody's business. And it's great to have that conversation, but it all boils down to take action, create that page. I know James will probably come on the conversation at some point today, but it was great seeing that he created the QR code for his photo booth that was Rent This Booth. It just came up during a Tuesday. He took action on that. Now he's applying it and putting it into practice, and it will yield results for him. It's as simple as that. So Guy, I'm going to throw it over to you because I want you to talk about just the total addressable market and some of those stats behind business cards, because guys, this is probably the easiest entry point as an affiliate when talking to somebody.
Right. And it really is, from the aspect of what is Shuffle probably most identified to the market or our usership. It's a digital business card platform. Yes, it does so much more, but that really is one of the leads to it, which makes it a very simple conversation based on knowing that business cards, physical business cards, are still identified as the number one form of marketing media collateral that people still feel that they need in conversations. you want to go out, and that they always say a first impression says everything, right? You want to have a great first impression. I want to leave something with somebody that's a lasting impression.
So true.
Right? It's not just a physical business card. It's leaving them with something which they can explore. They can look through, go through, experience, essentially tangible in their hand on the web to go through and see what you're providing. So many people identify this. I was just going to do some math real quick, just on the average order. If 27 million, which is the number, 27 million business cards are printed a day, we just know from statistically looking at what the average order is, it's roughly 500. That means 54,000 people are looking for business cards a day. And there's an additional opportunity, but 27 million printed a day, over 10 billion a year. And we know the lost opportunity that happens with them because 90% end up in the trash. Yeah. And working smarter and not harder gives all of us the opportunity to take a physical platform to everyone. Everyone should be on Shuffle at a minimum on for free, because they can have their card. They can tweak it a little bit to be a little bit of their branding, but they can also really network and refer because they have that deck in there. And that's another powerful element is I can leave a networking event. I can leave the grocery store line with someone else's information, and I'm not going to lose it in my purse. I'm not going to drop it when I put it in my wallet and walk out and leave it on the ground. It's going to physically be hosted within the cloud, whatever the cloud is, but it's going to be there and available for me that I can always have access to it. So there is a unbelievable, untapped market of people that still identify business cards as the number one form of media that they need to have when introducing themselves.
Yeah, Guy, I think when we talk about financial freedom and the path to financial freedom, and you just mentioned this total addressable market, guys, I want to try and open your entrepreneurial eyes up just for a minute, right? Let's all put our entrepreneur hat on for a second and our business owner glasses on and think about this. And I want to bring up a few examples, okay? I want to bring up retail. How many people shop? Just ask that to yourself. Everybody shops. So you think 20 years ago when Jeff Bezos was thinking about a total addressable market, he thought, wow, the retail sector online might be a big opportunity because as time goes on, more and more people will be shopping online. He truly had a strategy. It wasn't just sell books online, guys. It was, we want to create product SKUs so that we could build the infrastructure for retail. And we need something that is not going to be a perishable item to test this on. And then it expands into all of retail. And history shows that 20-year course. Now, Amazon, when its first days started as a bookstore, wasn't a huge venture, but look at what behemoth that has come. Here's another example. How many people use the internet? Think about this. We're all on the internet right now. If you have a mobile device, there's a good chance you're on the internet. Internet access, or ISP, internet service provider, is a huge opportunity. I'm going to call out somebody we all already know, Elon Musk, Starlink. He looks out there and he says there are a lot of people in places that are outside of big cities that don't have internet connection, but that need it. If I create a platform called Starlink, people will have access to that. And there's a total addressable market that I can go after. Now I want to bring this back to Elify here. This is exactly what Guy and I are working on. We're on a mission. We know the statistics behind business cards, behind CRM, behind QR codes, behind trackable link sharing, and behind NFC. These are all elements that are trending upwards in the marketplace that small business owners, work-at-home professionals, sales professionals, direct sellers, entrepreneurs, people just like you and me are looking for to implement within their businesses. to Guy's point, 50,000 people a day are literally placing orders just for business cards. Wouldn't it be great if they were placing those orders through you? That's the question. And wouldn't it be great that if you took a technology that you didn't have to build, right? You didn't have to service, you didn't have to deliver on, you just had to help and offer a little bit of support and bring them into the community, you could participate in all of that upward potential. That's what we're really talking about when we talk about paths to financial freedom. Yes, we want everybody on this call to be leveraging their Elify solutions to the max, right? That's you using the technology. We are firm believers, and this is why we've always relied on existing customers to take us to the next customer. It's because of that customer testimonial, much like Ruben just gave, right? We want you guys to be talking about something that actually helps you. We all do it all the time. We make recommendations and we make referrals based on the things that we like. So that's what we want to do here is we want to invite all of you to participate in that and really lean into finding ways to share this with the masses. And here's the reality. If you don't feel comfortable with that, you've got two options. Well, three, you can either get comfortable, which means educating yourself, practicing, participating, and really working on it. You can be a connector. Think about this. You're part of a community. Do you know how many people connect Guy and I to a potential opportunity or a potential customer or potential corporate client? And we go and we have that conversation and we support that affiliate. We all support each other. Or you can take no action. But I will tell you what, if you don't take any action, you're not going to get any results. That's both on the technology side and using it, and that's on the affiliate side and really growing and scaling a business. So guys, I'm going
to, I see Jeff, you just raised your hand. Feel free.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in the middle of a stream, I don't want to break it up. I want to share a little bit with you that why I wasn't on the call yesterday. I was meeting with some principals and some owners and some very smart guys, and I've got some really helpful things that I think I can bullet point for you if you'd like. Or
yeah, go for it, Jeff. Welcome to the conversation. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, sorry I missed yesterday, but what was going to be an hour meeting with actually the owner of a software company, because we're talking about software and the freedom. And just FYI, I just got an email from Russell Brunson that said the line, software is the best way to make money. Selling software is one of the best ways, right? Digital products, things that we don't have to whip up or, ship and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's apropos because you guys are exactly the same thing. We're software companies. And so what we're doing, without revealing what I'm up to, I'm a founder of this concept and we were at the home of this owner, and he did not know much about affiliate marketing. He did not know anything about network marketing. He didn't know anything about online marketing. He could barely run his computer, but he was a multi-millionaire in terms of building commercial buildings, right? Hands-on, brick and mortar, good old-fashioned small business owner. So he pitched to me because we're looking at this. There's one of the best branding companies in Des Moines. The CEO went out one by one. Now this is what I want you guys to write this down. He went to a specific niche. Okay. I think it was HVAC companies, right? Whatever. But it was the people that do HVAC, your heating and furnace. If we all have a home, we all are going to call one time or another, right? He went to 24 different local, or maybe throughout the country, because he's super highly respected. And he asked this question, and this is a question we can all use for Elify or Shuffle or whatever else we want to sell, is he went to them not to pitch them to sell. He went them to offer consulting advice. And he said, listen, ER, if I told you there was a fill in the blank that could help you do fill in the blank to, expand Elify, get more subscribers, do whatever what you want, quicker, faster, easier, right? I'm just kind of using you guys as an example. So if someone walked in the office, the ER guy, and he's a highly respected guy, and he said, if there was a thing that could help you get what you want, right? I'm trying to be very general here for everybody. And 23 out of 24 of these HVAC owners said yes. to something that has not launched yet. That's research. And so when I had my little picture I put out there today, the main sheet, and this is the first thing that any copywriter or any business person does, you must, and I'm telling this to ER guy, how much research did you guys do before you ever started anything? Before your idea, did you say, hey, ER, this is a great idea, let's run with it? No, you probably did a blank load of research.
Yep.
And asking people for their opinion is one of the greatest ways to make them feel good about themselves. Because if I were to look at anybody on this call and say, listen, Mike, I don't know about you, could you help me? I need some advice. If there was a way for you to blah, 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 get more leads, grow your business, whatever it is that you want, the result that you want in your business, do you think it's a viable idea? Would you use it? Is it something that you would purchase? So see, there's no pitch there. So do you guys kind of like that lead? So with people with the digital card, listen, if there was a way to take your paper card, you have a paper card? Yeah. What if there was a way to take that and turn it into a digital presence, like a mini website, like a landing page, a digital business card where people could blah, blah, blah. And so if you phrase it that way, what if there was, or what if I told you, then they're giving you a yes before you reveal the product, rather than saying, hey, I use this Elify shuffle card. You need it because you're using those damn paper cards and you're going to ruin the economy. Find out first what their desire is with a couple pre-questions. These are questions, and I've told this before, this is an NEPQ technique of unveiling what they want before you ever say a word about your solution, because you don't have a solution if you don't know what their problem is. And so that's a couple of the things that I got from that yesterday.
I love that, Jeff. And I think you impart a bunch of wisdom on us all the time that you contribute to the conversation. I think one of the biggest things that we talk about all the time is the person asking the questions is the person controlling the conversation. If you think about that, the person asking the questions is the person controlling the conversation. So there's another saying, telling isn't selling, right? That's the old phrase, telling isn't selling. You're not saying, I do this, I do that, you should do it. You're asking, how do you? Or if I could solve this problem for you, would you lean forward in taking the next step? Those are the types of things. These discovery questions that Jeff is talking about can be used. Yep. And I see, Anna, you've had some great comments in the chat. If you're not following the chat here, everybody, I'd encourage you to open that up. If I would you. If I would you. Also, again, the opinion. Everybody wants to give their opinion. Hey, let me ask you a quick question. Can I get your opinion on something? Also, the how do you. Let me ask you, Jeff, how do you currently generate leads? How do you currently manage your leads? How do you introduce yourself when you're out there prospecting? How do you network? These are all just generalized questions that are going to elicit a response from somebody. And then with that response, you can then ask the next question.
Yeah, I think, and again, the if I would you, again, that's everybody in network marketing knows the guru. His name's not coming to me right now, but every network marketing company in the world teaches that. The what if, I do it with my students. I do it with my wife. Hey, if I go fill the bird feeder, can I go out and play tennis for 2 hours? Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. There's a step before that, you guys, and I want you to listen really, really carefully. If I came to ER and Guy and I said, hey guys, if I could you out of the gate, they know I'm pitching them. They know I'm selling. Hey, if there was a way that I could help you lose 10 pounds, would you want to hear about this great, whatever. It works, guys. But let me tell you, if you want to take your questioning, what we're talking about, to the next level, push that down the pike a step or two. Okay. Yep. What I want you to do is what ER just said. Uncover first. Ask them. So tell me, what is it that you and ER, what is it that you and Guy really want to accomplish in 2022 with Elify? What can you tell us as the subscribers, as the affiliates? What is it we can expect? What do you guys want to do with the company?
Right.
See, I'm not saying hey guys, if I had this cool thing, could I pitch it to you? I want to know what you guys are dreaming about for 2022, and then tell me more about that. Well, Guy, how's that going to impact you and your family? What do you think? ER, what about you? Is this path that you guys are talking about, what does that mean to you? And so all of a sudden we peel back and we get to the emotion. If you don't get to the emotion before you sell your, if I could do your weight loss product, what would that feel like if you could go to your class reunion this summer that you just mentioned? How would that feel if you could get into that skimpy black dress that you wore when you were 18? Oh my God, are you kidding me, Jeff? That would be amazing. Well, have you ever thought that it's possible? Oh, I've tried everything. Have you? Tell me about what you tried. You see what I'm doing? I want to find out where you are, what you've tried. How did that go for you? And not immediately say, oh, well, that's no good. Don't do the keto diet. That makes you sick. You want to go over here. Stop, friends, stop doing that if you want success. You have to unpeel the onion, said Shrek. And then you can say, well, you know what? I don't know if this is for you, and I don't know if this is a solution you're looking for, but if would you? Do you see how that comes in about the middle of the conversation? Because I asked a couple uncovering questions and I shut my mouth to listen. Right. And then if the door opened, I would say, well, you know what? I don't know if this will work or not, or if you're interested, but you know what? Then you could go into it, and it's all in how you deliver the message. So does that help?
Yeah, I think that's super important too. And for everybody to understand, right? We have to discover what problems they have. You're not going to solve a problem that they don't have, first and foremost. And to Jeff's point, the emotion around that problem, right? Because if you can make it emotional, a lot of us make emotional decisions all the time. In fact, something I laugh about with my wife, when I was studying finance, they talk about the rational market, right? The rational market in finance and investing. But the reality is the market is irrational. People make gut reactions and emotional decisions all of the time. And really, if you can lean into that value of understanding what is the emotion around the problem and really how it would feel for them, how it would feel, not what they think, but how it would feel. And you could play both sides of that coin, but how it would feel to have that problem solved. And then always, if you can solve that problem, if you can't solve that problem, here's the next opportunity. Can you connect them with somebody who can? But if you can solve that problem, then you position that, and to Jeff's point, the if I would you positioning is a great way to position. Here's the other thing, right? These are all skills, guys, that can be acquired. This is all knowledge that can be acquired. Okay. Then you want to put it into practice. Okay. You don't go out there and become an expert at the conversation, the first conversation you have, but you also don't become an expert if you don't go out and practice the conversation. And these are things that could easily happen in a one-on-one conversation. They could happen through a course of questions and emails or text messages or IMs, but it's all about having that continual interaction with those individuals. That's where we come in and we talk the 5 to 12 interactions you're having with your contacts that are more susceptible to leading to an informed buying decision. And I think these are the things that as a community, what I love so much is this is above and beyond what Shuffle does functionally, right? Think about that. Functionally, you've got a great little tool that you can add contacts, that you can keep notes, that you can set follow-ups on. You've got a great little tool where you can build landing pages and cards that you can share and track to people through a multitude of ways. But you need to learn the surrounding context of how to maximize what you have at your disposal so that it reaps the greatest ROI for you, the greatest return on investment for you. And I think that's what I love most about this Elify community and the community members. Here we have Jeff, who's freely giving information out to everybody so that you can learn and apply it. And he's applying it himself. Jeff has positioned himself as a guide here. If you see his card in the chat, make sure that you connect with Jeff. Why? Because he can be a guide for you, to help you down that path. Maybe it's copywriting. Maybe it's page design. Maybe it's layout. We talked about, and I saw a recent post from Jeff, who contributes to the community actively, about video and video content and all of that type of stuff. Again, these are all elements that we can leverage within the technology that can boost the performance of what it can do for us.
I think, to add to this is you hear ER saying, telling isn't selling, person asking the questions controls the conversation. That's sort of a slippery slope with the person asking the questions controls the conversation if you're not listening.
Yep.
That's one of the biggest things, right? So I get asked all the time, where did it start, from the aspect of my AMP, my attitude, my moment, my process, my mentality, my quotes, where it started. It was probably right before junior high. And it was my mom gave me every one of the Simple Truth books. And there's quotes in every one of them. They're short stories. And I finally found them. I found them again. And I found the quote that was meaningly specific to two of these and one of these. And it was, nobody ever got in trouble listening. That's about the safest thing that one can do in life. If you listen to people and pay attention to them, then you're bound to learn. And that's by James O'Toole. And so it went on from there, right? That was, I think, one of the first things when we got into meetings, and ER gets on riffs. And this is right when we were starting the business, and we were talking to people of the, if I would you, or if this were out there, would it be something that would be acceptable to the market? And we get done with the meetings and people look at me and like, what do you bring to the table from the aspect? I was like, I'm the one learning here, making sure we get everything in. Yes, ER's learning, but we get excited and you get on the riffs and you talk about things and those different types of things, but making sure that when you're going in and you're asking questions, you don't have agenda questions, right? It's about them. It's about learning about them. Same thing like emotional questions. Don't bring emotion. Yes, emotion drives a lot of things, but the maturity will come out in the conversation when emotions are put to the side. And understanding that emotions can definitely control how things are going, positive or negative, and that just being cool, calm, and collected in these conversations and these questions, and really listening. Because yes, there is a time and a place, if I would you, but to the market, people are more keen to it. They're more aware of what's happening with those type of questions. To your point, Jeff, like that you're pitching me on something, I'm going to start stepping back. We always went down the path of very, very beginning when talking about the concept of bringing this to a market. Yes, the market was relationship marketing, and everyone we talked to understood it because they were either in it or they were approached. And the ones that were approached were probably the ones that saw that there was a need for it more than anything, because we say it, but we got it from other people. They saw people coming in the front door and they went out the back door because they knew what was happening.
Yeah.
And just making sure that you keep everyone in the room, you keep everyone engaged, and you understand that it's about listening. It's about helping. And if we can't help them, a lot of people don't want help. A lot of people, to the same sense, can't get out of their own way. Mm-hmm. They can't see the trees through the forest. And you can help educate them, but you can't force it.
So true. So true. Ruben, you've got your hand up again. Go ahead, my friend. Thanks.
Well, I marvel at the ability of us to generate attractive conversations. One good resource, it's available to all of us. If you just watch television advertising, guys, those guys spend millions and millions and millions of dollars. I focus in on Fox News because I'm seeing politicians selling supplements. And I watch the first thing they say, the first thing that comes on is a grab line, then their testimonial, and then a call to action. And look at our shuffle card. First thing, statement, maybe a video, then a call to action. if you just watch enough of them, you'll probably get a kind of a general outline. But bear in mind now, they're effective. They are so effective in programming people to take action. So that's just something that I really am in tune to.
Yep. Yep.
That's a great point here. And with the research part that I mentioned earlier, I went ahead. I think I did that one digital business card for you guys that I'm holding up the 3 laminated guides, and one from Perry Belcher, and one of them is on the research. And you hit it right on the head, Ruben. Go to the stores and look at the magazines, the one that's screened, the ones that get your attention. Those are hooks. There's your headlines, guys, right? Then when you watch a 30-second commercial, it's interesting you said that, because I just wrote a 3-minute VSL, and then I actually pulled out of that the key bullet transitions of what you just said, because I'm trying to create something for you guys that's a lot easier. It just said these 7 transitional things where you hit what you just said, Ruben, the hook. And now in a 30-second commercial, you have to do it this way. You got to say, are you tired of your roof leaking? And then boom, you got to roll right into the solution, because you got 30 seconds. So good point. Now, if you have a 1 minute, and again, that's why there's VSLs and there's webinars. So what I was just working on was a 2 to 3 minute VSL. And guess where I got the inspiration from? From an email I got today. And I've been working on a long VSL that's almost a webinar. It's like a mini webinar. I got that from another software company as just a guide, where I'm like, oh, I like that. And I like that. And then I pieced together some things I like from Frank Kern. I pulled some stuff that I like that E.R. Wolf says in his VSL, which is really good. If you guys haven't watched it, I use that on my personal business card. I don't say a VSL. I let ER do it. Why? He's the freaking co-founder. So I can then personalize after that with another video that says, you guys, ER is right. I found out about this and now I've discovered that. And you know, so great point, Ruben. It's just, and this is really important though, guys. Some people want 30-second. It's called the sniper, the quick bullet, the 30-second, 1 minute. And then if you can do more, then you add a couple more lines like imagine if, what if you could, that type of thing. And then some bullet points. And then you just extend. And then you just restate the big idea a couple times. Transition, make it easy for them to access and take a call to action. But yeah, 30 seconds to 3 hours. It's all the frickin' same thing, same formulas.
So Bill, I saw you had your hand up, and before you come forward, I want to call out 2 things, right? Success leaves clues, everybody. To Guy's point, if we open up our eyes, we open up our ears, we look and we listen, you will start to see patterns emerge. And you can then adopt those similar patterns and leverage them in what you're currently doing, right? Success leaves clues. So look out for that. And then Ruben, to your point, if they're spending millions of dollars on those ads, right? I love watching ads just from the pure, okay, and how long are they running them for? Have you ever seen that ad that popped up one time and you never saw it again? Probably because it didn't work. And have you ever seen that ad that you've been watching get run for the last 5, 10, 15 years and it almost hasn't changed at all? You think they'd be spending money on that if it didn't work? No, they measure it. They're looking at their ROI. They're doing all of these things that big businesses do. So Bill, I saw that hand up. I know you dropped it back down, but did you have a question or something to contribute? We'd love to hear from you. If you did, you're welcome to unmute and join the conversation. You there? Okay. If you are, feel free to unmute and join. Are there any other questions or anything? We've got about 10 minutes left in today's Friday with the founders. Yeah, Jeff, I see your hand back up. Anybody else as well? No? Jeff, go ahead.
Design hack. Anybody interested in it? And just because, and Ruben, I'm following up on what you said. I'm going to continue down that trail. I love it. The copy you see or hear on TV, magazines, whatever, grab it, steal it, write the words down. Perfect. Number 2, if you see a website, okay, now you got to remember, Elify displays like this. This is not an Elify card, but you know what? If you see a website full on the desktop that you like, pull out your phone, grab that URL, look at it on your phone, because when I build an Elify card, I try to think sometimes, if it's not a digital business card, I want to say, what is an amazing website out there? Ooh, I like that website. I will go and send it to myself, look at it in a digital version. Now, this one is just, again, this just showed up on my email today. Thrive course. I go, ooh, I may not be interested at all in what that product is, but I like, you don't have to do it by yourself. I like the copy. Then there's verbiage. I can do this with an Elify card. And if you're not sure how, between building, sometimes you got to block images and stuff, but I'm just trying to give you guys some design hacks. And Brunson teaches this, you guys, when you build funnels, don't try to build a funnel yourself. Go find one that you like, or a website or a digital business card that you like, and then split your screen. I do this all the time, you guys. It's so easy, 2 screens or whatever. Put the thing that you like, whether it's the copy or a website. And again, it doesn't have to be anything that you sell. It's just like, I like the design. I like this. Then you put your colors in, you do your font. Okay. And if you guys don't know about branding and that, I can help all of you get a branding, fonts and colors and all that. It's so easy. Then you build and you just model your Elify card and you go, how did they do that? Well, you take an image and you might have to go over to Canva and build it. And then you stack and you turn it mobile. So obviously you're not trying to build a website on your Elify card. You're trying to build a mobile site. And so does that make sense to everybody from a design thing? But Ruben, that just tags on to what you said. Don't try to design your own cards, you guys. Use somebody else's design that you really like and hack it.
Yep. I mean, this is one of the reasons why we've got a marketplace in the application, guys, where there are some layouts that you can leverage. And then, Jeff, to your point, go out there and look what's working. There's a great exercise we can all participate in at any point in time. Next time we're looking at information, sales copy, other people's sites, advertisements, go through and find and replace in a way, right? Just like what Jeff sort of opened up with and blank. You can sort of insert your product there, or your offering there, or your solution there, and see how that sounds in your mind. And then, be diligent about that process. Take a step back and reflect on it. Does it sound overly salesy? Does it sound there's a reason why some products, some marketers take certain paths. Maybe they're targeting a specific audience that they know the more salesy language will convert on. And in other instances, it might be you doing the marketing and selling through the personal relationship, through the conversation. So you want to start to build up your quiver of all of that, those arrows that you can have and you can pull from when you're having those conversations. But it all starts with going down that path of educating yourself. So guys, I know we've only got about 7 minutes here. I know that this week's topic was financial freedom. I know if you joined us, or if you haven't had an opportunity to watch some of the videos from this week, the mastermind was a great one. We want to talk about, what does that vehicle look like to take you to a path of financial freedom? And I'm personally going to say, in my opinion, I believe that is entrepreneurship and business ownership. I believe it's about getting out of the employment category, moving into that self-employed category. If you have something of value to offer, even into that business ownership category. And if you can plug into a system that is already proven to work, it's much easier than creating it yourself. This is why a lot of the people who may be on this call might be in a direct selling business or an affiliate marketing business, et cetera. And that's not unlike why we created the Elify affiliate program. And it truly is to allow anybody, independent of where they are or what they do or what their experience is, to be able to plug into an opportunity to go out and help us spread Elify, Shuffle, Tap to the masses. Jeff asked earlier one of those questions: what do we want to accomplish here at Elify? What is our goal? What is our mission? Look, you know what I'd love to see happen in 2022? I would love to see all of us putting digital business cards in the hands of those people, especially the 50,000 a day that are ordering traditional business cards. Even if those business cards, those digital business cards, are free. I'd love for us to discover ways where we could ask those people some general questions to understand if they needed a more premium version of the business card, if they needed tracking, if they needed QR codes, if they needed NFC technology, the tap to share that information. That's really what we're working on. And that's really why we created the affiliate program, is because we rely on our existing customer base to take us and introduce us to the next customer. Maybe you're in a position where you feel comfortable doing that yourself and controlling the entire process. Maybe you need support and you want to plug into the community or reach out to us and make that referral. Know that we're here to support you. And at the end of the day, understand that the program is very simple. I'm not going to pull up the affiliate page of the website. You guys can go to elifyshuffle.com/affiliate if you want to check that out. But understand that you get paid to share. It's as simple as that, right? I've done it so many times. I know it in the back of my mind because it's so simple. You get 10% residually off of everybody you directly refer. So if they're subscribing to Shuffle, if they're getting a tap card, you're going to earn 10%, and you're going to earn that residually for the life of that customer. Guy, you and I have been doing this for a long time. I mentioned it on the mastermind. We have people who referred somebody years ago. One referral, one action that happened years ago, and they're still earning residual commission on all of that activity. That's what I think about when I think about designing the perfect business. Jeff mentioned it. It's talking about a digital solution. Those who sell software have a great opportunity to have a business. Why? We're not manufacturing anything, right? We're not distributing anything. Yes, the tap, but truly on Shuffle, this is something that you can offer and sell and promote and fulfill on, even if you're in the middle of nowhere, as long as you have an internet connection. So again, you're going to get paid on all of your direct referrals. And in addition to that, we're going to offer leverage where we're going to pay you on all of your indirect referrals, right? The referrals that sort of waterfall out from your referral. For a full 6 degrees of separation, you can earn 8% on that. Lastly, if you want additional leverage, you can go in and you can earn an additional 1% on your levels 7 through 10 if you go out and directly refer 10 people, 20 people, 30 people, or 40 people. It's that simple. If you have questions about that, you want to make sure you plug into some of our ongoing calls. We host 4 calls, live calls on Zoom every week. And it's the same 4 calls every week. They all serve different purposes. They are open and completely free to everybody within the community. And you are welcome to invite guests to these calls, just like this, one of the calls, Friday with the Founders, where we want to engage with everybody, help and answer questions if you have them. On Monday, we'll be back at it. We hope you will still and refill over the weekend, but we're going to be back at it Monday at 11 a.m. Central Time. We can post in the week at a glance card so everybody has the calendar and links to all the social places. But at 11 a.m. Central Time, we'll do Monday sprint planning. We're firm believers. You got to have a plan, and you got to put that plan into action, and you got to prepare to take action on that plan if you want to be successful. If you're just out there going down a path blindly without any direction, I assure you, having a plan will get you to where you want to go faster. On Tuesdays, we talk about it Tech Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central with our master trainer, Kathy Inman. I see some thumbs going up. Guys, if you don't know how to implement the technology, that's like trying to dig a hole with a giant excavation machine and not knowing how to pull the levers. You're better off picking up a shovel, We want to show you how to move the levers with our technology, whether that's the tap, whether that's the Shuffle, whether that's relationship management, whether that's building content on the platform. There is so much power, guys, baked into Shuffle. If you're not leveraging it or maximizing it in different areas of your business, that's lost opportunity cost. Okay, on Thursday, we come on with a roundtable mastermind. We pick a topic, we talk about it. We interact. It's a fun call to have, and that's something I enjoy hosting every Thursday. And then the 4th call, everybody's on right now. We're wrapping up right now. It's Friday with the Founders. We want to talk about all things Elify. We want to talk a little bit about the Elify affiliate program and what opportunity we all have at our disposal. And we want to help you guys implement that so you can maximize your results. So, yes, Ruben, go ahead.
We have a Facebook page called Elify Insiders. Mm-hmm. And Tech Tuesday is a valuable element that Kathy gets in. If you want specific ideas, like in mine, I want to know more about how to develop certain aspects of it. Just plug it in so that they can get an idea of what we really want to learn, because that the time of Kathy is valuable, and we want to maximize that. So Insiders, Facebook page, Elify Insiders is where you can put it in.
Yep. And you bring up a good point, Ruben. In addition to those 4 live meetings, there's 2 social groups. We've got Elify Insiders that Ruben was just talking about. Guys, success leaves clues. Did you hear Ruben's testimonial on how everything's working for him earlier? Do you understand that Ruben, not only is he on today's call, he joins us on Tech Tuesday and he's in the Facebook group contributing and asking questions? We want to engage with you. You're going to get out what you put in. So think about that and how you can do that. There's a second Facebook group for our affiliates. It's an Elify affiliates Facebook group. Again, path to financial freedom, this week's topic. The affiliate program, we truly believe, is one of those vehicles that can help you achieve that. We want to support you in doing that. So join that group. The third area is our YouTube channel. And again, all of this call as well is being live broadcasted on YouTube. At any time, you can go back to the YouTube, check those out, share those videos or snippets of those videos with other people. And again, our goal, our mission in 2022, let's bring this to the masses. We need your help. That's my call to action for you. We want you to engage and lean in, and we want to support you in doing that. Let us know how we can support you, participate, and become part of this community so that you can go to where you want to get to. So with that being said, guys, I want to thank you guys so much. Guy, did you have anything you wanted to add on this Friday with the Founders? Go on ahead and close it out.
I did. Being April 1st, I so wanted to pull an April Fool's joke on everybody and say that the affiliate program is going away. But it's not. So to that fact, it's only getting better. To the fact you join us today, we're going to give you 30 days of an additional, that promo extended out, $10 offer for each and every one of you to potentially go out and get this information out to everybody about Elify and get them locked in at $10 for life. Everyone you sign up in the month of April. So I'll make sure after we wrap this up, you attended. I'm going to go in. I can specifically adjust everyone's to the point of the common denominator of success, right? The secret to success is the successful people. They follow the cues. They follow the lead. They form habits. They show up. They do things. The biggest thing, they show up. They show up when the time is right, compared to unsuccessful, the people that refuse to do it, won't do it, won't implement, won't take action. So you're getting the access to this. Success leaves clues. Go out and take some action. You had a lot of copy from Jeff today on elements to use. Ruben, Kathy always has great knowledge in conversation. Mike, I know you always have knowledge bombs to drop on people, but there's an opportunity here to grow a little bit faster, to express to everyone that there's a time and place, and right now is a time, and Elify is the place. So with that, we want everyone to have a great weekend, great rest of your Friday, and we'll see you bright and early at the 11 a.m. time Monday morning for our sprint planning. So everyone have a great week, and we'll talk soon. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.